Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Run out of room to grow. Maybe we'll marry up. Maybe she'll have a daughter who marries up. Maybe she'll have a daughter who marries up. Oh. At least you're kind enough to meet in the middle between what has kept us alive and thriving. What makes all that right? Us to shine, but we gotta come on. What did we expect now? We keep our heads down half the time. No need to reflect now. There really isn't anything to do. So sit back and power through. Better take a chance in the end. Better to live than die for what you're worth.
About 6 inches away from being able to see the surface of this place. Yeah, a lot of travel next to this My kids are here somewhere.
We're forced to pretend that they have it coming. We're peace that we try. Cause we never ask questions with God's on your side. And I wrote this one specifically for this event. Looking at me out, sitting in a tree, K-I-L-L-I-N-G, burning anything and everything they see. Outside crazy, calling it food, hard to see more, happening is the world that uses to do anything. We are modern Thank you, Daniel Hemrick. Local legend band for Song 1. And a big thanks to Drum Corps and Singing Resistance covering our intermissions in between bands. If you want a drum, go talk to Monica. If you want a drum, go talk and be part of our Drum Corps. If you want to sing and if you want to do direct action, talk to the Singing Resistance. All right, Singing Resistance, Drum Corps, it's all you.
When we're together. your bag, and I'm not going
Thank you, singing resistance. Now you remember our next act from the first Snow Kings. I am proud to present Play Dead. Thanks a lot. It's so great to be here. We're so honored to play all these beautiful people. So great to see so many people come out. Such a great cause. Thank you, Joseph. 50-51.
I invited them
The song's called Last Chance. It's about environmental crisis.
pretty good. Because I know Jesus is anti-Trump. So let's do 2 more songs. This next song's about love conquering all. But that's coming together. And love.
still pouring in. I love to see that. Now we're going to engage in a little multi-generational cultural exchange. You guys hear me okay out there? Awesome. Now some of us have been around for a long time, and we have a language of protest and activism that we speak. And rock and roll has always been mine. I'm a Gen Xer. Some of us have been around longer. We had music like Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Neil Young. And in those days, you guys had your chance, right? Make love, not war. Amazing how that's relevant yet again today. Let me hear it. Make love, not war. 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 And as we move on, we have a younger generation. Because that music from that time, the rock from my time, they spoke to a certain moment. And we developed our language when we were young. And that music was groundbreaking and meaningful and spoke to that moment, am I right? But now we have a new generation. And they have music that speaks to them. And music that speaks to this moment, as opposed to the ones that spoke to ours. And so, us as older folks, we gotta make space for our young ones. We have to make space, not just for our songs, but their songs too. We have to make space, not just for our chants, but their chants too. So I want you to practice, because we gotta get a little uncomfortable if we're gonna win, am I right? We will not win so long as we are comfortable. Do you agree with me? So while some generation, or older generation said, make love, not war, the new generation says things like, fuck Trump, fuck ICE. So I want you to let me hear it. Fuck Trump, fuck ICE. 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 Fuck Trump. Thank you so much. Every language, every age, every race, every culture has a language of freedom and resistance. Learn to speak it. Learn to speak it. If you're old, learn to speak the language of the young. If you're young, learn to speak the language of the old. And I have a very important message. If you're in Ada County, learn to speak the language of Canyon County, and Boise County, and Bonneville County, and Cooney County. We have to leave Ada County and talk to those people because they are our neighbors. They are hurt just as much as we are hurt. But we don't know how to talk to them. Thank you, Cure for Paranoia, for showing us your language. Now we have a very special demonstration for y'all today. Can I get a drum roll, please? Let's hear drums. Bring the drums. All right. Let's do it. Idaho resists, and we will resist every day that we have to. Thank you. Now to present adaptation of the national anthem by Jay Foster. Give a big round of applause. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Thank you, Jen, for that fabulous rendition. All right, everyone. I am genuinely so ecstatic to be introducing to you today one of the most amazing women running for governor in this state. Mind you, we have two. I hope that you leave here today more informed and confident in your voting knowledge, or at least ready to flex that muscle come November. Coming up in May 19th is the Democratic primary, so do not forget to vote for some of the people that you hear today so that we can take Brad Little's seat. Please welcome Maxine Moran.
Hello, everybody. My name is Maxine Moran. I'm running for governor of Idaho in the May 19th Democratic Party primary.
I'm not in your way, am I?
I'm here. This is actually my first time running for something, but I've been in public service for over a decade, and I thought, what the hell? I'm watching my entire profession burn to the ground around me, and if Social Security still exists by the time I'm old enough to claim it, I don't want to spend the time between now and then putting band-aids on stuff that never should have been broken. It was almost a year ago, I spoke at the first hands-off rally in Twin Falls. Yeah, and at that time, I spoke about ICE, I spoke about billionaires taking control of our government, and I warned that things would get worse before they got better. This last year, I think it's safe to say I was right about that. But I've still been astounded by just how cool, how reckless, and how stupid President Trump and his administration have proven themselves to be. This administration has built concentration camps to illegally hold immigrants to this country, most of whom have no criminal record, and his administration has killed people demonstrating in our streets trying to stop it. This administration has handed our government over to psychopathic billionaires, carving up the wealth and power that belongs to our people, and handing it out like party favors to their cronies. This administration has mismanaged our economy and caused 2 government shutdowns, one of which is still going, and completely destroyed our relationships with other world powers. A year ago, I would not have predicted that we would be on the cusp of World War III, let alone with Iran, but here we are. Meanwhile, in Idaho, our governor and state legislature are doing all they can to bring Trumpism down to the state level. They have gutted our public schools and universities. They are trying to take away Medicaid expansion. And now, most importantly to my heart and my community, they once again put Idaho on the map for some of the most hateful and draconian anti-transgender bills in the country. Idaho House Bill 752. Which criminalizes transgender people who use the bathroom matching of their gender identity and carries out to a 5-year prison sentence. I'm going to take a moment to talk about that specifically because, thank you.
Or get towed.
As you can tell, this will get used to the AAV stuff up here, which is amazing. But I want to talk to you about this because these bathroom bills, they affect people's lives. They're very real. They do a lot of damage. They're an excuse to target a group of people that is already on the cusp of existence. They want us to go away. They want us to be invisible. And so for every transgender Idahoan out there, be yourself or die dreaming. I got a little bit of flack recently for talking about that. I had someone comment on a social media post. Well, bathroom bills are your priority. I had to reconsider my vote. And I said, this is the first time I've talked about bathroom bills. I have a pretty lengthy platform on my website. I don't want your vote. This is about a lot more than just elections, though I do hope you all turn out on May 19th. This is about preserving our democracy. This is about defending those who are defenseless. And transgender people, we're just the tip of the iceberg. Every group of people in this country has had to fight for the basic rights that are guaranteed in our Constitution. The Founding Fathers broke them down, but every group has had to fight for them since. The Civil Rights Movement, the Disability Rights Movement, the Indigenous Rights Movement, and now us. And if they come for us, they'll come for you too. The tricky part about talking about these issues is that they are intentionally designed to be a smokescreen. I have to fight because it's my people that are on the line, and I have to give it everything I've got. But I don't want to be talking about bathroom bills. I want to be talking about Medicare for all. I want to be talking about raising the Idaho minimum wage so that the families can I want to talk about expanding our public education system in the state, not destroying it. And instead, I have to argue with old men about where I get to pee. I've given my life to public service in the state. I've worked in healthcare, I've worked in education, I've worked in transportation and local government. I have been around the block and will continue to do it until I am dead. So when I say to you, these bathroom bills are a distraction, it is not to take away from how dangerous they are or how hard we need to fight to stop them. It is to refocus our attention on the very real fact that one day, we will win. But we need to have a plan for what to do when that happens. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. I think he's a doddering old fool. I'm very surprised that the Republicans don't eventually shit man him on their own. But whether they do or not, he won't live forever.
Oh, God willing.
What I'm more afraid of is that we fail to seize the moment that this vacuum of power creates. We're all out here, we've all been at these protests and rallies, we're all doing the good work, we're signing the petitions, we're joining organizations. What comes next? I need every single one of you to look at the offices that are going up the next few election cycles and start making plans. I need you to be brave. I need you to do more than just donate and wave signs. Do those things too. But I need you to throw your hat in the ring. And if you can't, find someone who can and encourage them. Help them set up their campaigns. And it's terrifying to do it alone. But now they know that they have the thousands of people here behind them. 100 years ago, we had the Gilded Age. And I think right now we're in a second Gilded Age. The upside to that is, right after the Gilded Age came the Progressive Era. It is not inevitable that we will win, but it is inevitable if we fight. I am here today, not just to wipe the tears and ease the sorrows of our moment, but to help you all plan for the next Progressive Era that you all need to be a part of.
Yeah!
Please, as you're learning about your business today, you're watching these speakers, go to these different points, talk to people, engage with them, find out how you can support, and like I said, start making plans for what your future is going to look like. Because as dark as things are right now, the horizon is very, very bright. If you have an opportunity, please go take a look at our booth. We'll have first aid tent. I'm heading out to Colorado after this, but I will be back in Boise for a meet and greet at 3:30. Please reach out to my staff. I'd love to see some of you there. If you want to talk about running for office, if you want to talk about working in public service, which is obviously very close to my heart, if you want to find out how to do what I'm up here doing, come talk to us. Thank you. Thank you, Maxine. Maxine's got it dead right. We don't win unless we occupy this building right here. And my mission is to make sure Brad Little is out of the job. But you have to make it known that you want him gone. As Maxine discussed, there's a couple bills heading to Brad Little's desk. And there's one thing that you can do on Monday, is you can call his office and tell him not to sign those bills. We are talking about the bathroom bill that hurts not only our trans friends, but our straight friends too. We are talking about the flag bill in front of City Hall, where they codified the pride flag as the official flag of the city, and the state decided they didn't like it. So call Brad on Monday and tell him what you think. Now, you may see some folks around here that are not so friendly to our cause. And so I have a quick reminder for y'all. If you see IFF, if you see MAGA, if you see skid mark Fitzpatrick, the best thing you can do is ignore them. Your time is wasted with those folks. Don't do their interviews, don't talk to them. What we need you to do is I need you to go to each and every one of these booths and talk to them. Because those guys that are here want to waste your time. The people that are running these booths need your time. They need your attention. Find a booth. Sign up. Pay no attention to those that are, who. So it's with my pleasure to announce our next speaker, Scott William. Give it up for Scott.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. The policies passed 74 days of legislative session have been stuck on longer. Solidarity. To me, solidarity is showing up to humanity. To legislation can be incredibly confusing. It's hard to stand on our rights when the system is purposely confusing and disorienting. Yet every year, Idahoans from all walks of life show up to fight alongside marginalized communities in the state. Whenever I need to reflect on why I hold solidarity so deeply, I come back to this moment. I'm reminded of the people fighting at the State House and how they've shown solidarity with me. I take those memories with me when I act in solidarity with other communities. On November 22nd, 2026, I was arrested alongside 29 other youth activists while protesting at the Pro and Life Detention Facility. Deciding to participate in this action wasn't easy for me. I was scared, but I also knew that any fear I had was worth facing. ICE is a violent and oppressive force terrorizing our communities. They couldn't care less about our constitutional or inalienable rights. Their work upholds an immigration system designed to dehumanize and torture our neighbors. My decision wasn't driven by a desire to show solidarity for the sake of showing solidarity. It was driven by my love for humanity. Mainly this is an issue of human rights. As I marched alongside 29 other activists and walked the road to the Pro Detention Center, I reminded myself of that. The Miami-Dade police force could drown out our cries for liberation with crowd control sirens, but they can't erase the human rights violations that have plagued the Pro Detention facility's history. History will remember how police put cuffs on peaceful protesters to protect ICE from facing the consequences of their reign of violent terror. In the end, my fears were not unfounded. The criminal legal system couldn't care less about dead names and pronouns. Miami-Dade police force was only concerned with who my ID said I was and the quips they could make to each other about the testosterone prescription I carried in an attempt to make sure I could access proper medical care. Inside the segregated halls of the Churchfield Correctional Facility, I felt alien. Despite being guaranteed by healthcare officials that I was receiving my hormone replacement medication with my medical history, receiving my hormone replacement medication for critical care, I never did. But I don't regret taking action. I'm glad I faced my fears. Because when they come for our rights, we can't stand back and let it happen. Not every act of solidarity is as high stakes as getting arrested. There are smaller ways to practice solidarity. You can attend community workshops, donate where you can, and attend the Trans-Day Visibility Rally on March 31st from 1:30 to 5 p.m. here at the Capitol steps. If you want to learn more about Idaho's ICE Community Watch, you can visit migrowatch.art.gov. That's migrowatch.art.co. If you want to otherwise organize, Boise PSA is a lovely group and there is a great young socialist chapter on Boise State campus that meets every Thursday at 7 in ILC room 401. Let me leave you with this. When they attack our rights, we have two options. We can sit back and hope things get better on their own, or we can organize and become hunting horrible. Let's be hunting horrible today, Boise.
Thank you, Star, so much for coming and sharing your story with us and for continuously doing the work. Now, there are a couple of events that are coming up in the next month that all of you can continue to do the work. You can show up, you can donate, you can sign petitions. We have Trans-Day of Visibility. That is this Tuesday, right here, same place, 1 p.m. If you want to show up, show out, and support your trans LGBTQ plus friends, be here. That second event, I'm going to give you guys an acronym and you adults can spell it out, all right? So it's a standing, loud, So please keep an eye out for that and show up if you can. Our next speaker is someone who is doing really great work. Her petition in the band is very dear and close to my heart. And I would like to welcome Melanie Falwell from Idaho United for Women and Families.
Hey everybody!
Two phones. Wait, Pokemon Go on the other or what?
My name is Melanie Falwell and I'm so proud to be
okay,
one of the
word.
lead organizers from Idaho United for Women and Families. If you are not aware of what that is, we are the statewide nonpartisan volunteer movement group currently circulating a little something called the Reproductive Freedom and Privacy Act. I'm not sure I can explain this to this crowd, but Idaho's extreme abortion ban does not work. Many people don't realize this in our state, but for decades, Idaho had legal, regulated access to abortion, undergo everyday doctors work with their patients to protect their health, their dignity, their lives, and make no mistake, that is gone. It has been many long years since the fall of Roe. And in that short amount of time, we have lost 43% of the obstetricians who were delivering babies here before the ban went into effect in August of 22. Because in our state, there is no exception for the health of the pregnant person, no exception for families who receive a devastating new diagnosis of disease, families who for decades receive compassionate care close to home. There is no exception to save the health of the person who is pregnant in a state that claims to value liberty above all else. That is unconscionable. And if you're tuning out right now and thinking, you know what? I don't need an OB. I don't need a GYN. This doesn't apply to me. Guess what? The trigger ban doesn't care if this is a court issue. The consequences of this law have been brought down for everyone. We've lost family doctors, pediatricians, ER docs, oncologists, cardiologists, every specialist that you need to see when you are sick, or the specialist that helps us get routine health screenings so we don't get sicker. And if you can't see a doctor when you need a doctor, that is no quality of life at all. Idaho doesn't matter how pretty the mountains are or how nice Shreveport is. If we can't get basic medical care and if we can't be taken care of with dignity and privacy, we must take it back. For four legislative sessions now, the legislators in this building have been asked to act. They have heard from doctors, they have heard from women, they have heard from their families, they have heard stories that would break the heart of anybody in the country, and they have not acted. But here in Idaho, I have some great news. We have access to a thing called a citizen ballot initiative, a tool of direct democracy that in the absence of when we refuse to act, we can legislate ourselves, and that is exactly what we are doing. So now, we are circulating. We are in our final 30 days. Our deadline is April 30th to achieve 100,000 signatures on the Reproductive Freedom and Privacy Act. I want to pause here, and I want every single Idaho United volunteer in the audience to raise their clipboard high, wave your hands around. You're such a good crowd report. Do not leave here without adding your name to this initiative. It is real, it is meaningful, and it is can vote on in November, and I've got great news about that too. In state after state, where restoring reproductive rights have been on the ballot, it has succeeded. And here in Idaho, we know that 60% of our fellow Idahoans, no matter their partisanship, no matter what corner of the state they live in, they support this initiative. We can win this, but we can only win this if it's on the ballot. So I ask, do not leave here without signing. Do not leave here withaut visiting that booth down there with the American flag topper and making sure that you sign your name and you come alongside us to make history here in Idaho. We're going to say, at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about access to worship, we can all agree that the government has no place in our exam rooms, in our bedrooms, in our bathrooms. That is freedom. That is personal freedom. And that is what we are achieving here. Thank you, and I'll see you in November.
How many of you have signed that in-the-band petition already? I see a lot of hands that didn't go up, but you better be making your way to that booth. I want you to make your way to every booth. There should be no petition here that you agree with that goes unsigned. This is part of the work that we show up to do today. The next part of the work is we have people running for office. You see Maxine speak? You got Haley, you got Terry, you got David Rowe. They need your help because there's thousands of people that are not here today, but they need you to go knock on their doors to tell them about these campaigns and these candidates and win a freaking election for once. Next speaker that I have up for you is a candidate for governor as well as Maxine. It's Terry Pickens. And all I have to say is, may the best woman win!
Hello, I am Lois. Welcome to No Peace Free. So I am Terry Pickens. I am a Democratic candidate for governor, and I do think we are ready for change. And speaking of change, look around you. I see so many people. I know what that means. That means regime change. When our founders wrote the Constitution, they didn't start with we the powerful, we the politicians, or we the government. They started with three very important words. We the people! Those words are the foundation of this country. They are a promise that the power in America does not come from the top down, but from the people up. So we're here today to talk about something really important, and it is also as equally important as we the people. It is stand on your rights. Standing on your rights doesn't mean yelling at your neighbor. It doesn't mean dividing communities. It doesn't mean marginalizing people. It means stand on your fundamental freedoms, your rights. We are a free country. This is a free government, and there's no other way around it. We, the people. Now, here in Idaho, we pride ourselves on independence. We like the government to stay out of our business. We certainly want them to
that right, Idaho. But we people is a responsibility. Standing on your rights is a responsibility. Because if we don't stand on our rights, they will take them away. We are seeing that every day from this building, every single fundamental freedom a woman had, bodily autonomy, is gone. Every time a person needs to use the bathroom, they're going to be scrutinized. Their freedom is gone. Librarians, doctors, teachers, they're all leaving because their fundamental rights to do what they came here to do are gone. Somewhere along the way, the politicians in this room stopped listening. There are 10,000, maybe more people here right now to remind them, we're back. Everybody standing out here needs to remind them they work for us, not the other way around. Standing on your freedoms is a freedom that belongs to every Idahoan, whether you live in Boise or Buell, or Coeur d'Alene or Pocatello, or a farm district, or a neighborhood, or the urban areas. Freedoms belong to everyone, no matter where you live, no matter the color of your skin, no matter how you identify, and no matter who you love. Standing on our freedoms means protecting the most fundamental freedom we have, and that is the right to vote. Because it's that vote that decides who gets to sit up in this house and who gets to sit in D.C. representing us. It's the power of the vote that tells them when they're done. I have a feeling this November is going to be great. It also means protecting the ballot initiative process. You just saw Melanie talk about the Idaho for Women and Families. Now that is just as critical because when these people in this room behind us and in D.C. won't act, we the people can. So if you can, get involved with the ballot initiative process and protect it at all costs. Standing on your rights also means protecting free speech, even when we don't like what they have to say, because all speech is protected. And here's the thing, if we're going to let the government decide what speech is not protected, we've already lost. Standing on your rights also means protecting our public lands, protecting our schools, protecting our communities, and protecting our neighbors. And this is how you do it. It means showing up. Showing up like we did today. Showing up every time we can. Show up to vote. Show up to town halls. Show up to school board meetings. Show up to your neighbors. Show up for them when they need you. Because democracy is not a spectator sport. The founders did not build this country so half of us could sit on the sidelines and do nothing. And apathy is what got us here. We will not let that go forward. This state was built on its ordinary citizens, its doctors, its nurses, its teachers, its farm workers, it's everybody who makes up space in this place is why we need to continue to protect those freedoms, because we are all welcome here. And an understanding that every Idahoan understands and needs to push forward. Some folks in power would like us to stay quiet. They like to intimidate. Let's not normalize this, please. Because government isn't something that just happens behind these walls, and it's not something that just happens in D.C. This is us reminding them that we, the people, will decide how we're going to be governed. That is the most powerful force in a democracy. It is the people and their voice. Because once we start being this loud, this often, with this much When people speak up, the leaders have to answer. That's why I'm running. Because who else to give them the opportunity to defend all of this that they're doing if no one runs against them? Here's what we do. Make them answer for all of the bull that they are putting on the state of Idaho. Idaho belongs to us. Idahoans and the people that live in this state. It belongs to the rancher away, the teacher in Twin Falls, the nurse in Idaho Falls, the student in Moscow, the small business owner in Meridian, all of us. So let's remember those three words that started it all. We, the people. Not the politicians, not special interests, not the powerful. We, the people. And if we remember that, if we stand on our rights, and we speak our minds, and we stay engaged, then Idaho can become again a place where freedom is real, where neighbors look out for each other, and where people, not the powerful, decide our future. I have a call to action for all of you, because we the people need to, first, show up. Second, vote. Every election, every race, every time. They are trying to take away that right as we speak. Call your senators. Tell them no on the SAVE Act. Contact all our leaders. Contact the people behind us. Contact Brad Little and tell him how disappointed you are in the way that he's handled his tenure as governor of this state. And get engaged and stay engaged. It is 220 days till the November election. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And finally, we do need to start talking to our neighbors. We need to make sure that we reach out to all of our neighbors, even the ones we think might disagree with us. Because at the end of the day, we all share the same common core Idaho values. That is, we love one another, we look out for one another, and we make sure that we all are afforded the same fundamental rights and freedoms. When you find common ground with your neighbors and people in your community, you will learn that you can find solutions together. And when you find those solutions together, we can start affecting change. Here's what you need to do. Have the hard conversations. Have the good conversations. Find common ground. Show everyone that we are more alike than not. And most importantly, demand better from these folks here and in D.C. Because I firmly believe to the core of my being that those leaders who have been hailing a false king will learn that we the people are going to win in this November. So thank you very much for coming out. Please keep showing up. I'm Terry Pickens, Terry for Idaho. This is for all of us. Everyone, everywhere. You're all welcome. Thank you so much.
I got a pop quiz for y'all. What elections do you vote in? Every election, every time. 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 Lotus, we're ready for you.
All right, I am pleased to introduce
people of Iran. Trump is actively worsening this affordability crisis that pushes more and more communities into poverty. He's destroying social services so our taxes can go to the Department of War. He's thrown the entire Middle East and the global economy into chaos. Already, thousands in Iran and Lebanon have already been killed. This humanitarian crisis only creates more desperate immigrants and refugees, many of whom will end up right here in the U.S. to be exploited and targeted by ICE. This war isn't for our safety. It's because Trump and the billionaire warmongers he serves want to control the entire world. The billionaires don't have to worry about their loved ones getting sent to kill and die in Iran because they're going to send ours instead. The billionaires battling ICE and attacking our immigrant neighbors are the same ones profiting off these wars. These struggles are united because it's the same billionaires backing it all. We can't wait for the midterms as this war continues to kill civilians, as the cost of living continues to climb. The working people in this country, the vast majority, are opposed to Trump's agenda of racism, war, and attacks on working families here and abroad. That's right! We want our tax dollars to go towards health care, housing, and good jobs. We want peace. And just look at everyone gathered here today. There are demonstrations like this across the country, and today is just the beginning. Just like in Minneapolis, we can make the people's opposition impossible to ignore. We can shut down business as usual with a general strike. This May 1st, International Workers' Day, organizations across the country are making the call. No work, no school, and no shopping. Because we have the power to say no one makes a dime until we end these attacks on working people at home and abroad. Build the movement for a general strike and sign up today with the Defend Immigrant Families campaign. Let's shut down business as usual to end these attacks on immigrants, end these attacks on our rights to a home, and end these horrific wars for oil and profits.
Yeah, it's $2 now.
End the wars, no ICE!
End the war! No ICE!
May 1st, general strike!
May 1st, general strike!
End the wars, no ICE!
End the war! No ICE!
May 1st, general strike!
May 1st, general strike!
Thank you, Boise!
And please, everyone who's going to check out the Defend Immigrants Family campaign. They're going to be what's your flag? Greenland. And then please a warm welcome for Lupe Hill. He is from Lincoln, Idaho, and you guys are today. They're right up there when they vote, and they need all of them get.
People of Idaho, make some noise for one of the biggest rallies in the history of our state. During the past 4 years, legislators in this building gave away $4 billion in tax breaks. We know who benefited. It was mainly the largest corporations who benefited from those tax breaks. It was the wealthy who benefited from those tax breaks. It was high-income private school families who benefited from those tax breaks. We also know who paid the cost. It was not the wealthy and the well-connected who paid the cost of those tax breaks. It was the poor Idahoans with severe mental illness who died this year because the Medicaid funding for their treatment program was eliminated. It was the high school teacher, the high school math teacher in Sandpoint who had to leave his community and leave the state that he loves because he could not afford to raise a family working as a public school teacher in Idaho. It was the children in Pioneer Elementary School in Salmon, Idaho, where sewage seeped through the floor of the school cafeteria because the building went for decades without the necessary repairs. They paid the cost. People of Idaho, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. Even in this era, when our federal government and so many of our federal agencies have become instruments of authoritarianism and oligarchy, here at the local level, in Idaho, state by state, we can reclaim our democracy. Just 8 years ago, back in 2018, when this legislature had gone for years without addressing the healthcare issue, we, the people of Idaho, got organized. Reclaim Idaho spearheaded a campaign that resulted in a landslide victory with 61% of Idaho voters voting for Medicaid expansion. And then, 3 years later in 2021, when this legislature tried to take away our right to put initiatives on the ballot, we got organized again. We took the issue to the courts, and the Idaho Supreme Court ruled unanimously that the ballot initiative process is a fundamental right of the people of Idaho. And then in 2022, just a few years ago, after this legislature went year after year refusing to adequately fund our public schools, we launched a campaign called the Quality Education Act. Reclaim Idaho ramped up the pressure on this legislature. And our governor and the legislature were pressured to make historic investments in both teacher salaries and career technical education. We don't have to accept a government that only works for the wealthy and the well-connected. We can fight back, we can organize for a government that serves all of us. If this is a vision that you share, make sure before you leave here today, stop by that booth with the green canopy, the Reclaim Idaho booth, sign up to organize with us. People of Idaho, we don't have to wait for the next big national election. We can reclaim our democracy right here in Idaho, and we can do it now. Thank you, everyone.
Money for schools and education, not for the rich and deportation.
Money for schools and education.
Not for the rich and deportation.
Money for schools and education.
Not for the rich and deportation.
Thank you for speaking for us today. are a prime example of one of the folks that does the real work. The door knocking, the ballot initiatives, the signature gathering, the support for Medicaid and education. I want to call out another group that has also done some of the real work, and that's the Interfaith Justice League. They've been here at the Capitol testifying against some of these horrible bills. And if you are interested in joining, please reach out to either Rev Sarah or Rev Josh. They do amazing work. So I have much respect for them. Next up, we have Dania from the ACLU. With a very special demonstration.
My name is Dania, and I stand before you today as a queer woman, as a daughter of immigrants, and as an Idahoan who is angry and tired of seeing my community constantly attacked. Attacked by the people in the building behind me, by the people who mask racism with ignorance, and by the people who profit off of immigrant labor and culture while demonizing those same immigrants. Here with me is my community. They are holding up the empty seats left by those who have been stolen from our neighborhoods. These chairs used to hold fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, children, teachers, caregivers, and so many more taken by the agents in masks with government authority to abuse. Mistreatment of minority communities has always existed in Idaho. Mistreatment of immigrants, of queer people, of blind and indigenous people, and of people with disabilities who until just recently didn't even have physical access to the people's house. We have always felt fear here, but just as powerfully as we have felt that, we have also felt community, anger, and unity. That is the way it has always been in Idaho, and all those communities who are outnumbered, even when united, have been just as angry as you are here today, for centuries. If today is your first protest, I welcome you. If it is your 50th, I welcome you. It is important for us to be angry together as we are louder together. But I must also remind us that people of color have been fighting this fight in silence for a long time. You've seen yourself in the people lying in the street in Minneapolis and get scared thinking you could be next. I understand that. I have seen myself in the people working in the fields for pennies. I have seen myself in the kids terrified of losing their parents. I have seen myself in those same kids thrown into cages. I see myself in the people who have come before me, and I carry the disappointment that they feel that the fight still continues. Because despite the blood, sweat, and tears poured into fighting for their humanity, we have not come far enough. We need you, because if there is anything that has proven time and time again is that we the people are resilient, that we must face fear with joy, that we must face hate with compassion. So for all you here today, I beg you take this energy and use it to demand PPC. Do it for the people who feel scared enough to stay home. For the people who say it doesn't matter until it affects me. Do it for yourself because you want a better Idaho. Idaho belongs to us, the people, not the corruption, not the power-hungry people chipping away at our democracy for their personal gain. To us, all of us. So I ask you, what are you going to do after today? Will I have
the DNC's National Pavilion. Please let me introduce you, David Rowe.
Look, can you hear me? Good. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you. I'm so honored to see so many great signs out there and so many things in support. I am happy to see the Palestine flag there in the back because we need to end Palestine. I'm happy to see the trans flag right here. Once again, I want to thank you here. Thank you for being here. We're gathering today for a simple idea. It's a deeply American idea. In the United States, we don't have kings. We don't have a government that lets you pick whose rights count and whose voices matter. Our Constitution is not a declaration, it's a promise, written in hard lessons and paid for in sacrifice. Power must be limited, that rights belong to people, and that no one is entitled to obedience. The First Amendment protects the freedom to speak, to worship, to publish, to assemble, and to petition. That means your right to show up here today is not a favor granted by officials. It is a right you already own. The Fourth and Fifth Amendment protect us from unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth and 14th guarantee due process and equal protection. Meaning the government can't punish people first and ask questions later, and it can't decide that some deserve less fairness than others. And the Constitution has a core idea, checks and balances, and it exists because our founders understood something timeless. Power concentrates unless the people insist it doesn't. So if we say, no kings, we're not just talking about one person, we're talking about a culture of intimidation, corruption, and contempt for accountability. Where leaders act like criticism is treason. Where public service becomes self-service, and where the law is used as a weapon instead of a shield. But here's the good news. The Constitution doesn't just describe our rights, it gives us tools. First, use your voice strategically, not just online where it's easy to vent, but in the places that create public record. Call your city council, your county commissioners, and state legislatures. Submit testimony. Show up to public meetings. One message, it's a comment. 100 messages, maybe a headline. 1,000 messages is a turning point. Second, defend the vote like it's your job, because democracy is a job. Check your registration today. Help two friends check theirs. Volunteer as a poll worker or as an election observer. Support candidates who respect the rule of law. Authoritarian politics thrive when people feel powerless. But we are not powerless. And voting is how we prove it. Third, demand transparency and accountability. File those public records requests. Ask who's funding political groups and dark money campaigns. And track how public dollars are spent. Some might, it doesn't solve everything, but abuse grows in the shadows. Fourth, build community protection, not just outrage. Join a mutual aid group. Support legal aid and civil liberties organizations. Create rapid response networks so people are not isolated when they are targeted. Rights on paper are real, but they become so much stronger when neighbors stand together. Fifth, we remain non-violent. De-escalate the conflict. Don't take the bait. Keep the focus on values and facts. Non-violence isn't a weakness. It's how we keep the moral high ground, and it's a strategy to build public trust. Let's be clear. Loving the Constitution doesn't mean pretending America has always lived up to it. But it does mean believing we can and insisting that we must. No peace means no one is above the law. It means our leaders answer to the people. It means rights don't depend on your zip code, your party, your gender, your identity, your faith, your income, or who you love. So today we stand in a long American tradition of ordinary people doing an extraordinary thing. Refusing to surrender our rights, refusing to be intimidated, and refusing to let power go unchecked. If you want real change, don't leave this rally with only a feeling. Leave with a plan. Before you go home, pick one action, make one call, sign up for one shift, bring one neighbor. Because in America, we aren't for kings. In America, we are for the Constitution. We are for accountability. And my friends, we are in this together. Thank you.
All right, you heard David. Don't leave here without signing anything. Don't leave here without getting more information. Idaho 5051, our group has some little checkbox, little lines for you. If you want to know how to get involved, if you need some ideas and how to be activated in your day-to-day life, we got a whole little list for you, all right? Now to close this out, I want to remind everyone that you need to vote in every single election that you can. We have no uncontested seats. We have people running for every seat in every district. So no matter where you live, you have the ability to make the change you wish to see. And to close us out before our march, the Singing Resistance is going to sing a nice little song for us called Rise Up. And then we're going to lead it to our